For you all. Hi, it is Teeth. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. Excuse the background noise in advance. So, this is actually a really random video, but I thought I'd say something because literally I'm hearing people from here, there, and everywhere. They'll have like strange encounters or strange epiphanies or even deja vu. Basically, their everyday routines is becoming strange. Let's just say, oh, today, the Walmart is on 5th Street. Tomorrow, they said, no, Walmart's been on 7th Street for 30 years. You see what I'm saying? So there'd be something where it's like, hey, I just went here yesterday and this place was called so-and-so. And come here today talking about, oh, this is the 50-year anniversary of this building that's been here that you swore was something else yesterday. So I don't know if to call this the life of TikTok or do I call it the Mandela effect? So I guess I'll start with the Mandela effect. So there was a lady, like as far as this whole the strange activity. So she basically was saying there's this particular smoothie place that she goes to get her smoothies because she says they make it a certain way and she says she likes it. She's been doing this for a long time. For a few years she goes there. Oh, give me this smoothie with the blue algae. Basically they make it a certain way with peanut butter, whatever the case may be. And I'm thinking with her maybe a month passed, but it was something where she goes often, but we'll say maybe she didn't go in 1 month. So she goes again and she orders the smoothie and she was like, hey, since when did you guys start putting peanut butter or not start putting peanut butter? And she was like, oh no, we've always made it this way for a long time. And she was like, no, I don't remember that. I come here all the time. And also too, when did y'all change your name? I thought the name of this place was called Smoothie House, not the House of Smoothie. You know what I'm saying? It was something, basically a different title of the restaurant name. And then a different recipe when it comes to her smoothie that she swears that she gets all the time. She was like, no, ma'am, I'm trying to tell you. We've always made our smoothies this way. And this name has always been this way for over 30 years. It's named after her daughter. Here she is right here. You know, I'm just like, she was like, what the hell is going on here? So she's convinced that she's crazy. Mind you, this was a few months ago. And I'm thinking like, oh, so she described that as the Mandela effect. And long story short, about the whole Mandela effect, which I don't know anything about this. I'm hearing everything through the grapevine. But they said, long story short, with the Mandela effect was, I guess back in the past, when he was arrested, they said it was rumored or it was reported that he died in prison. So let's just say that he died in prison in the 90s. And maybe 30, 40 years later, he got quote unquote released from prison. So now I remember the quote unquote release, like, okay, I'm getting released and then I'm being released as president. So I don't know whoever remember that. Oh, Nelson Mandela is released from the African prison and he's the president now. And I remember people complaining that, oh, why would you have this elderly man, making decisions if he don't know east from west? So one, like I said, another part that made it weird, they were pretty much saying, y'all don't remember that it was reported that Nelson Mandela died in the 90s, but basically as time flies, they're hoping or expecting you to forget. And just to put a pause on that Nelson Mandela story and to jump into that is very true though, because if you think about it, this day and age, this is a day and age of new minds. Most of these people are new and they're not equipped to history. They probably don't even know what history is. Like I say, as time is flying, history is getting pushed out the window. So whatever is happening, we won't know past what happened 5 years ago. So that's pretty much what it is. So basically, as time going by, learn this, know this. And so as you're learning new things or hip to new trends or getting more and more distracted or worried about the wrong things, true history is flying out the window, meaning you probably won't know or even have notes on what the hell happened 5-10 seconds ago, tell you the truth. Because that's how fast. It's almost like TikTok. That's why I say, do I call this the life of TikTok? Because I want to say TikTok, if I say, hey guys, how you doing? Or I post a video, it's probably only going to last for 1 or 2 days. And then from there, it vanishes. You see what I'm saying? So again, whatever happens in the 80s, most of us probably won't know or won't remember because all that's about to get erased. You see what I'm saying? Basically, the 80s probably already flown out the window as far as, memories or histories of the 80s. I'm like, huh? You probably won't even know what we're talking about. 80s, huh? Because like I say, that's the history flying out the window. So part 2, there was another guy He's somewhere in the New York region, and he went to this particular restaurant. He said, I've been going to this restaurant since I'm a young boy. At least 30 or 40 years have I been going to this restaurant. And I remember it was a lady that she's a waiter. So she was working with an elderly man who was the owner of the restaurant, and she basically is working there. So she'll work as a waitress in the restaurants. That's how she knew the lady. So long story with him, he said, I'll go in there every day or often, probably not necessarily every day, but I've been going there often for 40 years and I get the fish plate. He said, every time I get it because they make their fish perfect. And he said, so basically a month and a half ago, I went to the fish place and got the fish dinner. And he remembers the lady who he usually sees, basically for 30, 40 years, he's been going there. And mind you, let him tell it. He said, this is an all pink restaurant. Probably not necessarily that they're segregated, but because in this side of New York or this side of the city, or since it's a small town, it's literally about 2 and 3 people, and those are pink people. And the reason what made it stand out to him, he said, so basically the month and a half later he goes, because he's like, you know what, it's been a while since I've been there. Let's go to the place where, where we usually go. Let's go get a fish plate. So he says that he goes out there and he sits down and he's waited on. He said a gentleman took his order, and he said it was a quote unquote black man. He said, well, nothing wrong with it. But he said, whoa, I've never been waited on by, So he asked him. He said, now what's going on? Did Shelly sell the place? Because there's a lady that's usually here. He said, oh no, Shelly sold the place. She sold it to us about 17 years ago. We're selling the place. Oh, that's where he got that for sale. Okay, so basically, let me rewind. So rewind is basically when he went to the restaurant to get his fish plate from, a month and a half later. Remember how I said it's been a month and a half since he went. So he did see the for sale sign up, like basically saying, oh, we're about to sell the place. So he went in there, he figured, oh, you're the new owners. He was like, well, when did Shelly sell you the place? Like, when did she leave? Like, I just seen her. He was like, oh, no, we've been here 17 years. Yeah, she sold this to us 17 years ago. So basically, we're selling the place after 17 years. And he was like, what? Oh, my goodness. He's looking like, am I losing my damn mind? He was like, what? Really? Did she? He said, I just felt like I just was here a month and a half ago. He was like, no, we've been here for about 17 years. And after 17 years, we're going to sell. So basically, there's a quote-unquote black man. He's taking the order. And then there's a lady in the back food that made the order. And she came out and asked him, hey, and mind you, it's 2 black people that he'd never seen before. And the lady that came out, she said, how is everything? And he said, oh, well, the food is perfect. Everything is really good. And she was like, okay, well, I'm glad you like it. And also, it was good to see you guys again. And he's looking like, what the hell? So he's looking like, so him and his wife is there. So she's like, do you know her? She's like, you know her? She said, it's good to see you again. She said, I thought you were looking for Sally or the lady. He was like, I have never seen that lady before in my life. I swear I didn't know they were in here. He was like, what the heck is, he said, I have to make sure I'm not going crazy, because maybe you can confirm am I crazy, but I guess she's the co-signer saying, well, you're not crazy. I do remember us coming in here. So she was just like, oh, well, maybe we're both crazy. But the reason why I thought I'd say something, because things like that happening with me, I don't even know how I would process that, because I would either be convinced that I know for damn sure I'm not crazy, or I would be like, I know y'all are effing with me. So y'all want me to go crazy. You know what I mean? Because, people say, no, my name is Julie. You be like, how your name is Julie? I named you Sarah. You see what I'm saying? So it'd be one of those things, y'all trying to make it seem like I'm crazy. Have you ever had something happen to you? Let's say, for instance, you have something in your hand, an ink pen, your cell phone, a piece of clothing, whatever the hell it is, but you know where the hell you had it, and you sit on the counter, and you go to reach for it, and you're literally gotta flip the place upside down, and you get so frustrated, like, where the hell is it? I just had it. And then to the point where now I'm about to flip a table, because now I'm getting pissed. I should not be looking far and wide for an ink pen that I just had in my hand that I sat on the counter. So it's one of those. So I know for sure I would not be able to handle a situation like that. If I know damn well I'm pulling up at Chuck E. Cheese and you telling me this is Walmart, and I'm not crazy, but I know this is some type of mind game, or what is it, a mind F, what they call it, whatever it is. But it's like, I don't know if that's 2 dimensions crossing, and it's true maybe in another dimension, or maybe in another year. Maybe that was true in the 70s, but it's like maybe something is clashing. But I just wouldn't know how to process that, because I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, that'll make me so angry, because I'm like, how the hell are you gonna tell me? It's like, I think you both are right, but I'm thinking maybe you're in the wrong realm, I guess. I don't know, or maybe the wrong year. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is Walmart, but from the 70s, you're in the 90s. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just really crazy. Yeah, but I was wondering, has that happened to anybody? Yeah, has it happened to you? Have you had strange activity like that to where it's like, okay, you are convinced that you're crazy now because one day it's east, the next day it's west, and you're like, what the hell? How the hell does that happen? And I'm thinking it could be like either a clash in time, they call like a time shift clash, or a clash in realms. Because I've noticed that a lot too. Now I know I'm the furthest thing from crazy. Now I could be deemed crazy, but I'm not actually quote unquote crazy. But even being like mentally ill, people hear and see things. But sometimes I'll be literally seeing things and things will literally be moving. Because I don't know, sometimes too, I heard something maybe the other day in the sink. It was just something like that fell over in the sink. And I'm thinking, like, if everything's just laying there, why are you tipping over in the sink? Okay, yes, it might have been some dishes in there, but it's like, why are you rumbling around in the sink? You'll think like, oh, if it's a plate that's been there since the 70s, you should still be sitting there, not moving around. But I've seen that. And then also too, every now and again, it'd be something like, how you see something in your peripherals and you're like, hello. And like, I'm not gonna keep saying hello. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not always the wind. So I'm thinking maybe it could just be like a clash of realms. Cause like I say, Lord knows what the hell's going on, and Lord knows that time doesn't exist. So it's like, maybe whatever's happening with the world spinning more or whatever's happening, it's just clashing time. 70s is clashing with the 80s, and the 80s is clashing with the early 2000s. You know what I mean? So it's like we are both in our zone, but maybe we're in the wrong way. I really don't know how to explain it, but I'm thinking that's kind of what's happening, because it's like, no, this is, and they're both probably right. Just like the lady said, no, this was so and so. They served this, but yeah, that was right. And that realm that you experienced it at, in this particular realm, maybe she was living in the 70s and she's ordering from 2024. You see what I'm saying? So basically, she's making an order in 2024. So what I'm looking for comes out in 2024. What this lady is making in that moment where she was like, what the hell is this? She probably was getting served in the 70s, if that makes any sense. And I don't even know if I'm explaining it right, but I guess one part calls it the Mandela effect. Like, basically, I'm going to tell you one thing, but something else had already happened. Or this good old-fashioned TikTok living. You won't really know what the hell's going on, because you won't remember anything. That's another thing, too, that they do. That's a better way of getting manipulated. Oh, what the hell's going on? You ain't going to know what's going on because you don't even know what happened yesterday. And speaking of that, too, before I shut up, I guess Ariana Grande was saying that. So when did your album come out? She was like, oh, you know what? I don't know, because they did the memory erase thing, so I don't know. I can't even think of anything. So I don't know what she was into where it had to erase her memory. So she must have had some pretty serious rituals going on to where they have to literally scrub her memory. I'm thinking like, oh, man, be careful. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Like, you won't really know what the hell's going on, or you won't really know what to say or think because there's nothing there. Damn, what did happen yesterday? You see what I'm saying? How the hell could you know about the 80s if you don't even know what happened a second ago? Like I said, that TikTok living, hell, anything beyond yesterday, you won't know nothing, and you just learn day by day. It's kind of like you have Alzheimer's. You got to learn yourself every day. Yeah, so this is going to be some pretty interesting times. That's what I would say take notes of every damn thing. If they say today is 4th of July, take a note of that. Okay, June 20th, you said today was the 4th of July. Take a note on that, because literally 10, 20 years from now, they're going to be like, oh, there's no such thing as the 4th of July. You see what I'm saying? They've been doing it. And certain things I've been noticing too, because mind you, I'm not exactly a fool, so I'm pretty alert. So if you tell me, because mind you, I'm on both sides of the world. Like, basically, so I go from where everything's hands-on, and then now I'm a part of the realm where everything is like electric now, where can't nobody do nothing without their phone. I was in a time before the cell phone and the time after the cell phone. You see what I'm saying? So I'm familiar with normal and abnormal, if you will. So therefore, when the abnormal is kicking in, I'm thinking like, no, 1 + 1 is not, no, it's not 7. You know, in today's date, at the time such as this, 1 + 1 is 7. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to tell you, good job. You know, and they're going to tell you that you're all right, and you're going to get a cookie for it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way it's called making a fool out of you and numbing you down. That's what they're saying now. Like, everything is going to be just do what the hell you're told to shut up. You know what I'm saying? But I thought 1 + 1, just shut up. It is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. I would just say, if you can help it, just don't get twisted up into the foolishness. I would say just take notes of every damn thing on what the hell's going on, so you can keep up with whatever's happening. Like I say, if you do happen to get caught up in a time shift or a time lapse or whatever it's called, or end up in another realm, then maybe you can leave some breadcrumbs to get back, I guess. or not. But yeah, I just found that pretty interesting. So I'll keep my eyes out there for more interesting stories like that. So I'm thinking I only say something if more than one person had the same testimony. I'm thinking like, oh, you know what? Hey, they're probably onto something. I just don't want to experience that because I'm not gonna be able to handle it. I'm thinking like, how the hell are you gonna because it's too many times where like, okay, I know I am not crazy. It might sound crazy if I'm telling you, oh, the dog jumped over the moon, but if I know what the hell I just witnessed, you see what I'm saying? Okay, all right, well, be well.